MCO, transmissions, hybrids, and a whole lot more.
Welcome back to News Radio 590 KLBJ AM. Yeah, that's on your AM dial, but also 99.7 on the FM dial and everywhere on our stream at newsradioklbj.com. Let's give them some business. Brought to you by myfurnituremarket.com. The state of Texas is suing General Motors over allegations that the vehicle manufacturing company unlawfully sold your data from consumers to insurance companies. The state attorney general Ken Paxton saying he believes the company collected your data on drivers and sold it through via the OnStar program.
They created commission systems for the dealerships to encourage more people to be a part of that, but they did not disclose that they were collecting driving data, including how fast you're driving, whether you're night driving, whether you're making hard turns, hard brakes, whether you're using your seatbelt. All of this information was collected, and then it was sold to various companies.
State Attorney General Ken Paxton saying that he is investigating other vehicle manufacturers that may be collecting and selling data on drivers in a similar way. Google says it's already spent $1.7 billion building data centers across Texas, and now they're ready to spend billions more.
Google launched a Dallas cloud region in 2022, and Yolanda Piazza says they'll now expand their cloud and data center infrastructure.
And we aim to foster innovation and provide...
I also have Newsboss up on my computer.
Says the work will meet growing demand for Google Cloud, AI, and other products. Senator Ted Cruz says Texas is working to build an economy that supports innovation.
My number one priority in the Senate is jobs, 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 and the reason Google and so many other companies are investing billions of dollars in the state of Texas is in Texas we have the best environment for jobs of any place on planet Earth.
Google says this project will create thousands of construction jobs and hundreds of permanent jobs, but refused to give numbers.
That is newsman Alan Skya reporting. And with a look at your money, here's newsman Peter Schacknow.
The cure for Wall Street's recent bad mood involved threading a nearly impossible needle. But somehow that's what's happened, at least for now. The markets had already been rallying in recent days following an early August slump. But Thursday morning delivered a nearly perfect set of economic numbers. July retail sales were up a much better than expected 1%, and first-time claims for jobless benefits fell to levels that were lower than predicted. It was a so-called Goldilocks scenario, showing unexpected strength for the U.S. economy, but not so much that it took the idea of a Federal Reserve interest rate cut off the table. The result, the benchmark S&P 500 wiped out its August deficit, with the Nasdaq only a few points short of doing so. Former Fed Vice Chairman Roger Ferguson thinks the Fed will cut rates by a quarter point in September, although he says the recent economic numbers pretty much erase any chance of a larger cut.
We just saw the retail sales data, which certainly, belies the thought that consumers are collapsing. And so the Fed needs to think about both sides of its mandate. And I think right now they want to move cautiously to make sure that inflation indeed is coming down, and still give them room to move much more quickly if it looks as though they're falling behind the curve. But I think the data right now don't support a rapid move. It supports a more cautious move.
Also helping the Goldilocks scenario was an upbeat earnings report from Walmart, which also raised its full-year earnings forecast. Mona Mahajan is senior investment strategist at Edward Jones.
It does seem to align with the broader narrative of a soft landing and a consumer that may be cooling but certainly not collapsing. In particular, I think the call out that this quarter has not really shifted in any notable trends, meaning the consumer has not seen a notable leg lower at the start of this quarter. That is a positive sign as well. So thus far, it does seem to confirm a soft landing narrative, which is great.
Investors won't have nearly as much numerical input to work with for the Friday session. There are no corporate earnings of note, and the only economic report out is July housing starts, giving us some more information on one economic sector that's not doing quite as well. Well, part of that is somewhat of a lag effect, with potential homebuyers still suffering from the sticker shock of the highest mortgage rates in years. That's according to CNBC real estate correspondent Diana Olek.
Now, mortgage rates dropped pretty sharply in August from over 7% to the 6.5% range, but the builders said a lack of affordability and buyer hesitation stemming from elevated interest rates and high home prices are all holding sales back.
That July housing starts number out this morning is expected to show a July decline of 1%.
Newsman Peter Schacknow reporting at 5:53 Gen Z is treasuring all of the baby boomers' trash. We get that story from D'Amica Newland. She's in Phoenix with the story.
It's not out with the old and in with the new. Old is in fact in. For boomers who may have old items sitting in storage, EJ's Auction and Appraisals in Glendale says keep it.
Throw nothing out. Don't throw anything out, as little, as insignificant as you think it might be.
The auction house says they've noticed more younger people registering to bid online, looking for all types of vintage finds. Mid-century furniture, vintage baseball caps, even digital cameras are some of the hot commodities too. Eric says if you think something may be of value, always have a professional look at it first.
EJ's Auction House, they hold an online auction every Saturday. At 5:54, Google's Pixel phones may be vulnerable to security breaches.
Fox on Tech. Is your Google phone secure? It might not be. A new report from the cybersecurity sleuths at iVerify suggests that Google Pixel devices ever since 2017 have been vulnerable to exploitation by remote hackers due to a software package hidden within the Android operating system. It's called Showcase.apk, and it appears to be designed for Verizon in-store demo phones. When the app is active, it allows for remote users to manipulate the phone and perhaps install things such as spyware or maybe ransomware. The hidden app was discovered by iVerify working a cybersecurity matter for a client company, which in turn banned the use of Android devices by its employees. Google has since told tech blog The Verge the app is long inactive and they've seen no evidence of active exploitation, but will be removing Showcase.apk with a coming Android update. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
It is 5:55 here at KLBJ.
The Todd and Oz Show